Right, next video lads, this is to do with true shape. Okay, so you'll often be asked this in question 1 at higher level, to find the true shape of surface S. It's going to be a slope surface. It's going to be either in plan view, it's going to be going away from you, or from elevation. Majority, 99% of the time, it's going to be in the plan view that you're starting from. So surface S is this one that's cut off, the corner's cut off at an angle. We have to get the true shape of it. There are two different ways of doing this. The first is an auxiliary view. An auxiliary view involves you moving yourself around and looking at the surface perpendicular. So the same as anything else, if you want to see something as a true shape, you stand right in front of it. So we're going to do that with surface S. We're going to create an auxiliary view up towards the top right hand side. So we need our sliding set squares for this. We set one of the set squares against the actual angle of the surface, and we use the other set square to bring lines up perpendicular out of the way. You don't want to be drawn on top of your views here, so continue those lines up. And then eventually what you have to do is set up a baseline, which is basically your ground line. That has to be parallel to whatever angle your surface is at. So it's going to be our x1, y1 line. Now we're bringing up the left and right hand side of those. The heights are going to come from the elevation. The reason that happens is because when you're creating an auxiliary, what you do is you step back 2 views to get your measurements. So if we're here, we step back 1 view, we're in the plan. We step back 2 views, we're in the elevation. So that means the measurements come from the elevation and then go up 2 views to our auxiliary. The only measurement we really have to take is the height. Now you can transfer it with your compass, is usually the easiest way of doing it. Bring that up. Both sides have the same height. So we mark them off. And then that rectangular shape that we're left with is the true shape of surface S. Okay, so that's the auxiliary method. That's the one I would recommend because it works all the time. The second method you can do is the rotation method, which some of you might find a little bit easier. The auxiliary method though will work all the time, and it continues on to leave insert, so it's kind of good to get into your way of thinking now. The rotation method involves, rather than us moving around to look straight at it, we're going to actually move the surface so it's looking straight at us. It's the same kind of principle really. So what we do is we go to the corner of whatever surface we're talking about, and all we're going to do is swing it around until it's flat in front of us. Okay, so a horizontal line going across. We rotated the edge of it around, and that means we're looking straight at it now. To draw it, we're going to bring it up to the elevation, and the height is going to remain the same, and that means that this area here is the true shape of S. So you end up with the same answer both ways. I would recommend the auxiliary view though, because it'll work all the time.